Divine greetings, masters. Very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. This is MadhuSoni, welcoming you all to Light and Soul Meditation English Group. Very warm welcome, masters. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your personal time, space, and energy with each other. Very warm welcome to everyone. So, masters, as you all know, before we start our session, we give our gratitude, respects, and regards to the masters. So, let us join our hands and give our gratitude to the masters. So I request each and everyone to join your hands, masters, with great respects, regards, and gratitude to all the divine beings, to all the masters from the ascended realms, astral realm, angelic realm, and the spiritual realm. We are really grateful to each and everyone. We are really grateful to all the masters from the elemental kingdom, mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom. We are really grateful to our great Grand Master, Pitama Brahmrishi Patriji, Mahavatar Babaji, and all the Guru consciousness from the Param Guru Mandali Masters, Saptrishi Mandal Masters, to all the Siddhas, teachers, healers, gurus, and mentors. We are really grateful to Mother Earth, Father Universe, Mother Nature, Sun, Moon, and constellations. We are really grateful to all the divine masculine, divine feminine energies, and all the masters who are connected with the Most High. We ask and pray to you, masters, to help us, guide us, and keep us in alignment with our soul plan, purpose, and also align us with the highest timeline that we have set for incarnations. We ask and pray to you, masters, to help us connect with their consciousness and also align us with the divine knowledge, wisdom, and guidance that you share. Keep your blessings, your grace on each and every one of us. Keep us with you always and help us connect with your consciousness. Help us to stay on the path of truth and justice and honesty. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the meditators, masters who are present here and who meditate with us with this group of Light and Soul Meditation Group and Love Light Starshine YouTube channel. Thank you so much. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, masters. We are now going to start the chapter 14 again, but the part 4. So definitely we have chapter 14 on the cards today, but we will be doing, page number in the PDF, so today we are doing You Can Heal Your Life, written by Louise L. Hay. And this book review, so far we have done till chapter 13. Chapter 14 will be completed today. And then there's a list, the body list, why our body becomes stiff. We'll do it later, one by one. We'll just read through. But today we are going to learn about, last time when I did, it was till skin that I reviewed. Okay. So today I'll also again start from the skin itself, and then we'll go ahead and we'll talk about more about it. 1 second. Okay, let me mute everyone first. Welcome everyone. And okay. So today we are going to talk about the skin. So when we think about our skin covers us totally from top to bottom. It covers our whole body. It represents our individuality, our identity. And that is why the skin is there, present all around us. So as they say, sometimes people do get under our skin, meaning that sometimes we feel threatened by someone and somehow we feel irritated, or we feel that, some kind of fear or some kind of, they are going to take over our things or take over ourselves or take over about something that we have very precious in our life. So we get threatened. Basically, we become fearful, and that's why we feel that our identity, individuality is being threatened. And that's why they have that power over us, right? So what does this mean? This means that we are very thin-skinned, meaning that everyone gets to us. Everyone, whatever they say, it goes inside our skin, beneath the skin. So beneath the skin, what is there? Beneath the skin, we have veins, or we have nerves, So these nerves are basically right under our skin. And what happens? Why do we feel this kind of irritation, fear, anxiety? because something is threatening us. And when that threatens us, we have issues in our identity, or we have issues with our skin, right? So that is what, so Louis, he says that every day we need to, people who feel that, somebody is getting to them, or they threaten them in some way, or they feel that, there's someone getting to, they're coming to get them, or they feel victimized by someone, we should always say that I approve of myself. That is the affirmation that she has given. So she says to chant this affirmation several hundred times a day. That's what she says. So she says, take back your power. You have to say that I approve of myself, you know. This is affirmation. And then she has spoken about accident. So what are accidents? Accidents are basically no accidents, but we create these accidents, meaning that sometimes we feel that somebody has come and they have done something, or we are going somewhere and someone from behind, they actually came with their vehicle, or somehow something happened which we actually accidentally, something happened to us where we were hurt bodily, right? So like everything, she says that like everything in our lives, we create so many things with our thoughts. So why this accident happens? Basically because of our mental thought patterns, she says. And that is why we create that accident. Why? So sometimes we see that, some people, they are so accident prone, but some people are, they don't even get a scratch their whole life, and they go from this planet Earth without having an accident. Why? Because they don't have that kind of anger. Sometimes that anger can actually manifest in the form of accidents. We create them because there is some kind of frustration that is built up in ourselves, and that is the feeling that actually tells that that we are not free to talk, or we are not free to speak about ourselves or oneself. And that is why we sometimes get into the state of anger. So accidents actually tells us about that, we are rebelling against a certain kind of authority, and we actually want to hit some people. So recently, I was actually I don't know, should I say that or not? But there was a person who I just met when I went to my daughter's orientation in the university. And so we were actually taking the CTA, the train, so the Central Transportation Authority, the Metra. So I need to go with my daughter to see, how she would be taking the train if she wants to come up or do up and down. And we were actually being with her and going with the guide and the group to help every student, and with the parents, we were there. So one of the parents, they came and they said, so not this, sorry, excuse me. Actually, what happened, we were sitting in the train, and someone came, and we started in like I smelled smoke, like smoke of weed, basically. Somebody was actually using in like they were smoking weed, I would say. Why? Because the smell is very pungent, different kind of smell. And on the train, just before that, I saw that they have used a notice basically on the train that no cigarettes, okay, no cigarettes are allowed. So basically, weed is, when they smoke, it is also a form of cigarette only, right? But as they say, that fellow was smoking, and everyone could smell that, it was so bad. Because the train is closed. After the train goes from the station, the train doors get closed. So we were all able to, smell that. It was not okay, not good. And so one of the ladies, she was also from, I would say, anyhow, I should not even say that, but she said that मुझे तो बहुत खराब लगा, और मुझे तो लगा उसको देना चाहिए पकड़ के. तो मैंने बोला, I just, and so she said, I felt like not me, but that lady said, I felt like hitting that person who was smoking on the train. How could they do that? So I said, why are you judging? But whatever they are doing, I know that is wrong, but we cannot hit anybody. I said that. So it's not that I want to hear it, but I'm just now being reminded of that situation. Why we get into accidents? Because we create those reality, because we are into some kind of frustration or some kind of anger, and we want to hit that person. but we cannot do, right? So what happens? That accident, that anger, that frustration comes to us. We created that by our own mind with our own mental thought pattern. Just imagine how stark reality it is. How stark, that we don't want this accident to happen to anybody, right? But what happens? It happens to us. That accident can happen. And now it also reminds me of my own mother. Maybe some kind of anger was there in her or something. So it was a very long time. I was in my, I would say, seventh, eighth, or eighth, ninth, something that grade. And my mother met with an accident. She used to go to work office, and from behind somebody came. So actually there was a bull or a cow that was running on the street. So it was actually darting towards that person, and so that person was trying to save himself. The bull was just right on his face, basically, on the vehicle. So that person actually turned his moped or vehicle, whatever, and he could not balance himself. So that person, and my mom was going straight on her moped, basically, TVS Champ or Luna. I think that time we had that. And so that fellow came from behind because he could not balance the vehicle. So he actually struck my mother's vehicle, and she actually was furled away, very far away, and her hand got, broken. Fingers got broken. The point is, there must be something that my mom attracted, or she created that thought, or something that was there. So in your life, you might have seen many people going through certain kinds of accidents or certain kind of things that are happening to them. Why are they happening? Because there was some kind of anger, frustration that was there, and we wanted to, you know out of that anger, frustration, we could not even take that anger out. We created that with that mental thought pattern. And how that comes is very, very, different. I would say it's so not okay, or not good. So that is one thing, that with the accidents, why they happen, that is the cause. So now, maybe we were not given the freedom to speak, or we didn't feel that we are free to talk, something like that, right? So that is also, and then you want to rebel against certain kind of authority, but we cannot. So again, we become mad. We want to hit people. That's what she has written. And what happens when we think like that we want to hit someone? What happens? We get hit. Somebody comes and hit us. That also happens. So when we are angry at ourselves, and when we feel guilty also, she says that because there is a need for punishment, we feel guilty about something, and we think that, whatever happened, why we have guilt is because of our own doing. So sometimes what happens, out of guilt, we become angry at our own self. And this is also that, we think that we should get punishment. So that is why also sometimes accidents happen. So an accident, she says, is a marvelous way of taking care of that. So it seems as though, she has written, it seems as though any accident is not our fault, that we are helpless victims or a quirk of fate. An accident allows us to turn to others for sympathy. So she says that, whenever there is an accident happens, basically accidents can take care of itself. And basically it's a marvelous way. And when we get into accident, what happens? People come, they sympathize with us, they take care of us. And that is how we actually feel loved. We get bathed in, and we get a lot of attention from everyone. And we also are given that bed, we can lie down on a bed, we can take care of ourselves, we can rest for such a long time, because we can stay for a very long time, extended period of time. And then we feel that, yes, somehow that accident, when that happens, it takes away the guilt also. Now, the point is, certain times, what body part is being hit by the accident? What body part? So that is also, is there, that body part is telling you that there is some kind of particular thing happening with that body part, or that body part is actually telling you that this is where you need to take care, or something happened with that body part where you felt that there is some kind of accident that happens. Okay. So, and that is why the pain is there. That is what she says. Now, this pain can occur and at any place in our body. It can be hands, it can be feet, it can be fingers, it can be toes, and it can be, the whole body. So the point is, where does this pain occur? In which area of life you should give that concentration? Why do you feel guilty about that? So which area of life we feel guilty about that, she says. The degree of physical damage actually is, tells us that how severely we felt the need to be punished. Certain people, they are actually broken from top to bottom, and they are there in the hospital, in the ICU. They are taken care of. So recently, let me see. So I saw, not saw, I would say, there are people who come into our group, and one of the people was there in our group, whose son got into this state of accident. So now I understand, that, after reading this book, that why maybe there was some kind of thing that they only have created by themselves. Maybe they felt some kind of thing that their life is, or they felt some kind of frustration. So very bad accidents do happen, and that is very, very scary though. It can take your life also. The degree of physical damage basically lets us know how the severity of any situation is, or how severely we want to get ourselves punished, and how long the sentence uh, will be or should be. So another problem now she talks about is anorexia and bulimia. So anorexia is where a person is basically, they start, they don't eat well, they don't get nutrition. Okay, one second. And that is what is one of the problematic area, masters. Now the point is, there is something that they don't feel good about, or maybe they don't want to, they hate themselves, or there's some kind of guiltiness that they have. But also they feel that, I don't need to eat, because they feel that, they deny their own life. What happens in anorexia? They don't want to provide nutrient to the body, right? So basically, what are you doing? You are actually removing that nutrient from your body. You're denying your own life, and because of self-hatred, some kind of hatred is there, that you hate your own self. And then another thing that is that, you really want to supply food to the body, because body needs food to survive. But when you're denying it, basically you're denying the nutrient, or you're denying the life from the body. So why do you do that? Why do you want to die? Because as you deny nutrients from to the body, what happens? The body becomes thin, very thin and very thin. So it becomes, your body structure is very bony now. You don't have any muscle left, and you just want to die. You don't have anything. Maybe there's some kind of depression in you, or you may have some kind of self-hatreds of some kind. So we need to see what that situation is. So maybe you hate something about yourself, and that, so she says these thoughts, self-hatred, can be changed also. So maybe there's something so terrible about you. Maybe you were reared in a critical family. She says, maybe you have very critical people around you, teachers, uh, parents or family, relatives, everyone was, or even when you were growing up, everyone was still very critical of you. So something that happened with you was maybe, or maybe you were not good enough for anyone. So you felt very criticized and very not loved. Maybe everyone was, thinking that, you should do this, you should do that. Why did you do that? Why couldn't you do that? You have to be like that? So we tend to criticize everyone around us because we want to perfect that, right? We want to be, so that is also another issue where this kind of people who have this kind of thing is like, we are trying to perfect ourselves in every sense. We feel that we are not good enough, right? So we tend to do so many things time and again to make ourselves feel good, loved, worthy in the eyes of others, right? So that is why one of the cases also self-hatred, because you were reared in that kind of family, you are not loved, you are not accepted. So what kind of affirmation that you can do with this is that I am loved, I accept myself, I love myself, I am loved and accepted, I am supported, I am acknowledged, I am respected. These are some of the good things that you can say to your own self every day, right? And then another one, she says, because of the fashion industry, there is this obsession about, the thin body and the slenderness of the body. So many women also, they feel that they are not good enough. What's the use of this kind of body? Because the body is the focal point, right? And so they hate their own self, their body. They hate their own body. So on one level, they are saying that, if I were only thin, maybe they would love me. But the point is, do you think anybody who is thin would be loved? It is not about the body. It is not about the identity. I have seen many people who are like especially in US, I would say in India also, but mostly, in India, I've seen that many people are, they have arranged marriage. Okay. Now here in US, I have seen definitely, I believe many of the US people or many people who live outside of India, you must have seen someone or the other who is very fat and they have, thin life partners and they love each other so much. So that is not to say that, that fat people cannot get married or there's something wrong with them. No, I would say curves matters. So curves do matter anyway. The point is, masters, that, there are people who are happy, but why do people get fat? Why do people get body, they feel that their body is fat, or it feels as if we are having swollen bodies. The point is because maybe somebody is saying something to you which gets to your skin, which gets to your body, and you tend to you are hurt, and because of certain words said by someone, your mind actually understands that this is kind of a hurt, and your body tends to inflame, or your body tends to get swollen or fat. So certain people get into this habit of that they start becoming fat. But once that mental thought pattern goes away, your body automatically slims down. That is also is very, very important. So you have to approve your own self, you have to accept your own self. There is nothing like that, that somebody will come and tell you that you look beautiful or you look this and that. No, it should be coming from inside of you, not from outside of anyone. It does not matter. There is this psychological thinking. So very, very important to understand that you are always loved, you are always worthful, but you need to understand that you are loved unconditionally by the divine. Even your own body loves you. You have so much of good things in your own self. Anyway, now coming back to the bones, arthritis, many people do have arthritis symptoms. And so this kind of disease is because you want to be a perfectionist, and you actually not only criticize your own self, but you criticize others also. And that is why many people actually, they also face criticism from others also, because whatever they do. So now when you hear this, masters, definitely sometimes bones pain, yeah, they do pain, right? For old people, they say that, my bone is paining, I have arthritis problem. Why do they have? Because there is some kind of perfection that they are looking into. They want certain kind of perfection, not only from themselves, but from others also. And then what happens is somebody comes and they criticize them. So the point is, this arthritis problem is due to this reason, that maybe you feel that you want to do everything perfectly. When the perfectionism does not come, you feel that, you are not okay, and you are actually trying to set up standards, and you feel that you want to be a super person to become acceptable by everyone. But this is a very, very strong expression. That is what she is saying. And she says that this is also telling us that you are not being good enough for your own self, and you carry such a heavy burden on your shoulders all the time. So another one is that, so another, the affirmation that you can put is that I love myself, I am perfect the way I am made, and I am good enough for everyone, or I'm good enough for my own self. I love and accept myself. So these are some of the affirmations that you can do with this also, so that it helps your basic foundation, that is your bones, right? And then you can definitely concentrate on your root chakra, and eating those proper or the foods that are very important for your bones. So do that, and definitely you'll see a change. And then don't be in that perfectionist state of mind where you are continuously trying to perfect yourself, and you are saying that, this is not okay. So don't be a complainer. Don't complain all the time, and don't criticize your own self, others, and don't become criticized by others also. So asthma is another disease. Basically, why that happens is that you feel that you are, you can't um, feel that kind of love or attention. So she calls it smother love. So as if your love has been smothered, or so there is a feeling that you do not have the right to breathe for yourself. And this happens, master, sometimes, so this happened to me also with my personal life. Now the point was, as once you get married, or this is my life, my story, so I'm just telling. Once I got married, I found that, I've been brought up in a certain way. And so I've always seen my mother doing things for my father, and whatever he says, we have to do his way, or how the family says we have to do. So that is what I have learned, when I saw that, when I came here, my husband did not want this kind of thing with me. But the point was that whatever I have learned, I used to do the same thing. Now the point was, after certain time, he also got changed into that this is how we need to live as husband and wife. And I started feeling that, I am not being given this attention. I cannot breathe. And certain times I want to speak up for myself, or certain times I want certain things to be set up. And there were certain things that were not happening the way I wanted, or I could not speak up for myself also. So I felt that love also being smothered, and I felt I cannot speak. I cannot breathe. So my lungs were full, but from here the air could not come down, and during winter days, it would be very, very terrible. But now it changed everything. I'm able to speak up for myself. I'm able to take care of myself. I'm able also to do things that I want. And I now don't resist for all these things. I would speak up my mind. I will tell him. I'll not only tell him, but I'll tell others also. So earlier I was like this, but after getting married, stopped. I stopped speaking. I stopped sharing what I had in my mind, because of feeling that nobody will listen to me. So that happened, and now 4 years after my marriage, I started getting asthmatic. It was so terrible because I was an all-rounder all the time in my childhood days, still before my marriage. And it was so terrible that how come a girl like me is changing into this kind of, I'm having so many issues. So slowly, slowly, when I started understanding my own self, talking to myself, that time I understood that I need to speak up for myself. I'm not going to, keep quiet. I'm going to speak. And that actually opened my throat, my lungs. First of all, it opened my lungs. It helped expand my lungs. And then it opened my heart, my throat. And when I speak, I am able to express myself. That is why I have this, I really made this platform just because of this, that I want everyone to speak. I want everyone to come here, feel free to talk, and they should speak what they have in their heart and mind. So nobody is stopping you. The point is, are we taking that chance? Are we taking that initiative? Now, another thing that comes here, asthmatic children also. So people who have asthmatic children, they also have very overdeveloped consciences. Okay, they take on guilt feelings for whatever. So sometimes children actually, they see that there's something going wrong, and they feel that because of them that is happening. So see if that is happening with your children. Maybe they are thinking like that because of them something is happening in their family, and they feel, the that the problem is them, not the family or not the other thing, but they feel that they are unworthy, or they are guilty of something, and they go into self punishment. So this is also, and sometimes when they grow out of this, how they can grow out, maybe after, the schooling is done, they move on to a different place, or different community, or maybe their houses changed, something changed. So the geography also can cure our bodies, okay, masters, our lungs, our diseases of asthma, okay. So once we outgrow of this disease, we actually can get well. So this really means that maybe that person is going away to school or getting married, or they are leaving the home somehow. That is what she has written. And this is how the disease dissolves. So later in life, maybe something happens where they feel again that they cannot speak up for themselves, and something is happening, and maybe somebody is putting them into this state where somebody says that, you are the problem, or because of you this happened. So that might trigger, and it will only trigger when that person has not healed that situation. But for people who understand themselves, or who are being given that kind of love, the healing already had happened. So if the trigger also happens, then it won't do anything to them, because they have healed themselves. So now another one that comes is boils, burns, cuts, fevers, sores, itis, and inflammations. So boils meaning, in Hindi we do say foda hona, right? Burns, jalna. Cuts is like you cut yourself by maybe knife or something happened, or you had a scratch, maybe going out in the forest, jungle, or maybe you're walking and something, scratched you and you got a cut, or maybe you were working in the kitchen and you got a cut in your finger. Fevers are also a part of anger, sores, itis, and then inflammations. Inflammations are basically the swollen part of the body. Some joints also get swollen, or maybe because of some thing you ate, you got your throat inflamed, or your tongue is inflamed, or your tooth gets the gums get inflamed, so and so many things. So these are all indications of anger. How this anger expresses is by the body, through inflammation, through boils, burns, cuts, fevers, burns also. So some certain kind of anger happens in your body. So I have seen one of my friends, she always gets a lot of burns in her hand. And whenever I go to her, or whenever I meet her, I also get that kind of burns. I start getting that kind of burn, because my energy gets connected to her. And so I need to cut my energy from time to time, meaning between me and her, I have to cut the cords. I cut the cords with everyone now. Why? Because only the cords of love won't be cut. So the point is, do cut your cords, masters, that actually, for people who are empaths, I would say, or super empaths, so that might happen. I actually will, feel people's emotions, pain, everything. So this is also one of the thing that I can feel people's anger. I can understand them, and so very important how your anger is being expressed by your body. Try to see, are there boils happening in your body? Are you getting burns in your body? Are you getting cut from time to time? Are you getting into fevers lot many times? Are you like having any sore where that sore is not becoming healed, and you are basically having a wound? Then itis is also one of the thing. Inflammation is also when your body becomes, swollen, and some body part becomes swollen. That is saying that, you have anger in your body, in your mind. So you have to release that anger. What are you angry about? Is there something that your boss said, or something that your mom said, your father said, or your sibling said, or some of your friends said something, or you are angry at your own self? So try to release that anger. So, some people do say that a spiritual person should not be angry. Yes, they shouldn't be, but certain times you have to take measures, you have to take steps. Like for yesterday, I was not angry, but I was telling them that, there was a person in our group who came, and they wanted to put their name like that. I have been telling her for past 1 year that put your name, past 1 year. It was not that yesterday only I was, scolding her. No, I was not angry or on her. I was just telling her, for such a long time, I've been telling you to write your name. You better write your name, because this was the rule of our group. So how come she's not understanding? Why she's the only one? I have given her lot many chances, and still, after not listening to me, I have thought about this, and I have thought that I'm not going to give anyone any leeway anymore, because it is not good for the group. It is not about me, but it is about the whole group, because we want transparency. So letting your anger out, or letting that anger out in a good way, or maybe you want to scream, shout, you go out in the jungle, scream, shout, or maybe get inside your car and scream and just like that. You can do whatever you want, but do take out your anger so that you can actually release that anger, that heaviness, that anger, that irritation that you feel, right? So now there is another thing that is harming our body, is which harms some people, are basically cancer, cancer, tumor, or sometimes we do have lot of other issues of being overweight. So when you have cancer, that is also a deep resentment that you have for a long time related to someone, and that actually literally eats away at the body. Now that anger, that resentment is still there. You did not release, you did not forgive anyone. You cannot forgive certain experiences from your childhood time, or from a time it is there, and now you started having this experience that it is actually a form of that the experience you have not forgotten, and the individual is living with a sense of self-pity. So they pity themselves, that how I am living. Maybe sometimes, certain times, as Patri sir says, at least you should have 1% of the ego. You should not let anybody step on yourself, okay? So sometimes people who actually have to suppress their ego, that 1% also, they go under self-pity. So it is very, very interesting, I would say, and not interesting also. It's very, very, I feel really, really, I'm not going to judge, but I do feel that, we need to help these kind of people when they come to us, or when you understand if somebody has cancer, please let them know, or actually try to give them this wonderful book as a gift. You can heal your life, and let them read it, so maybe, and also let them know about this one beautiful thing, that is there anything that you're resenting about someone, so try to release that emotion, and also forgive them. Once they start doing that, that particular thing will not eat their body up, and also tell them to not pity themselves, and they have to let go of that, deep hurt that happened with them a long time back, and try to maintain this long-term meaningful relationship, because sometimes we cannot build that relationship with our own self, because we know that we went through a series of disappointments, and then we think that we are worthless, we are hopeless, there's nothing can be done. And this loss actually, it actually is put through our whole life, it permeates into our life, and we think that it is because of us this is happening. So this issue of cancer is basically putting us in a very at a loss, I would say. We think that we enter a critical stage. So the point is to love and accept your own self, and this is how you can heal yourself. But also forgiving, masters, whoever you resent, whoever you hate, and whoever you cannot put right in front of you, you cannot see, but still you have to put them in front of you, meaning you actually, it is very difficult for you, but still you have to. So that time, this kind of situation can occur, which is cancer. Overweight is also a need for protection. Why do we become fat? That's what I told you, right? So because of certain times people do, hurt us, they criticize us, or maybe some kind of abuse happened, some kind of sexual abuse, sexual advances, or maybe some kind of fear. So that can also make a body overweight. So at a particular time, maybe whenever you are hurt, mentally hurt, you feel physically abused, or you feel mentally harassed, what happens? You start eating more of the sweeter things, and you start eating more saturated fats, saturated sugars, and that can affect your body. You eat more, you just fill up your mouth, and you want to not only fill up your mouth, but you start thinking that if I eat, I will satisfy my hunger, I'll satisfy myself, and it won't hurt me. But that actually also puts you into that overweight state. So make your choice, that's what she says. And you have to say that I'm not a heavy person. Uh, That is what she's saying. Yet I have learned over the years that when I am feeling insecure and not at ease, I will put on a few pounds. So when the threat is gone, that excess weight also goes away. And I also have personally seen that when you are not happy, you tend to eat more of the sweet things or more food. But when you are happy, you actually shed that weight very quickly. So fighting with your weight is very, it's a waste of time and energy. And also dieting is also a waste of time and energy. It's just proper diet is good. Proper diet meaning whatever your body feels tells you to eat at that time, you have to eat a little bit of it, not too much, don't overdo it. So that is what she says. Then pain, we have spoken about the pain that is also related to guilt. And so you want to punish your own self because of that guilt, that you think that you did something wrong, and that is why the guilty feeling is there. So you want to punish yourself. So the chronic pain, maybe some people, they have this vein issue. Okay, that chronic vein issue is also happening. That can also be of because of certain kind of guilt that is there in your body, which is also, she says, that is, it's a useless emotion. So this guilt can never make anyone feel better, and nor it does change any situation. So how about letting that go, letting that guilt go? Because it is, when you see the map of consciousness, the funnel shaped structure, you will see that guilt is also on the lower vibrational scale, masters. Okay. So it's as if, you're giving sentence to your own self. You're putting yourself in prison, and the only chance is to forgive your own self. Okay. Forgive your own self and let it go. So she says about now strokes. Why do strokes happen? Strokes happens because of blood clots or congestion in the bloodstream, and in the area where the brain is cutting off the blood supply. So bloodstream in the area of the brain, cutting off the blood supply to the brain. So the brain is the computer of the body and blood is the joy. So is there anything that is happening with your joy part? Maybe some part is being affected. That is why maybe your veins and arteries, they carry this blood, right? So is there this channel of joy is being congested, or it's being stopped? That supply is being cut off. Why that supply is being cut off? Because you think that now you don't have any love for anyone, or you don't feel like loving anyone, you hate everyone, and that can actually affect your veins, your arteries, and blockages happen. Even your blood can become thick, congested, and you might get blood clots. So you need to think that there is love in every bit of intelligence in the universe, and it is impossible to work and function well without love and joy being experienced. Then she also says negative thinking clogs up the brain, and there is no room for love and joy to flow in its free and open way. Laughter cannot flow if it is not allowed to be free and foolish. So she says of, laugh from time to time. You should need to laugh with a little, like, be free, have freedom to laugh and be happy, and be a little foolish, be a little silly. So what? Because if you do a little silly thing, or if you are totally free and you are feeling a little foolish, or somebody says, hey, and they also laugh with you, that is the best joy, I would say. When you have someone to speak to, you can laugh with them, or you want to, your friends, when you talk with them, why do you like that situation? Because your friends are around you. You laugh on silly things, you make fun of small small things, and that is also that joy of having friends. Sometimes they pull your leg and they want you to behave in a certain way, or you behave in a certain way, and you pull someone's leg, just not literal, basically I would say. You just do this fun kind of thing with them. So try to laugh as often as you can. That can actually heal you. And so sometimes, we find, so she says sometimes in the seriousness of things, there is like in the smallest upset, we can actually go with the total disaster. But with greater tragedy, sometimes there are joys also. Sometimes when people say, now I am in bed, I can take as much rest as I can, right? So, and people will laugh. Yeah, you can, maybe, right? Stiffness also. Now the body, when you are stiff, your body is stiff. What happens? Because there is stiffness in your mind. Your mind is now not ready to bend, not ready to change the old ways. So we are not flexible enough, and that is why something which is not changeable, you become stiff, right? you become stiff with things. You are not ready to bend with just like the knees, right? That you are not ready to bend. Your ego is not letting you bend. So, but she says that you can always find another way to do things. So she says to remember Virginia Satir and her more than 250 different ways to do dishes. And every pattern that she does, basically, different things. So notice where in the body the stiffness occurs. Look it up. Next chapter, masters, the chapter 15, there is a list. That is, let me, okay, here it is. Okay. I hope you can see that, masters. Can everyone see it? Can everyone see this? Okay. We will be doing next in the next part. Okay. We'll be doing this. So the problem is written here. Problem is written here. Probable cause is this. Affirmation is here. Meaning there are three parts to one problem. Meaning first is the problem. Second is the probable cause, why it happened. And third is the affirmation, the new affirmation that you can put. So there are so many lists. This page, 5-10 pages are there. And we'll need to do the list. Now she talks about, so in 2 minutes, I'll try to finish it, masters. Surgery is also one of the things. So she says that sometimes, if you are going under a knife, basically, if your body is broken and your bones are broken, and what happens is you get into an accident, you are going to be disabled. But the point is not disabled, but you have to undergo surgery. So at that time, certain surgeries go well, but certain surgeries does not go well. Why? Because your mindset is like that. Or maybe if you want to go and have that operation done, try to see if you can, do the healing work before that, and with maybe you don't need that, surgery. So first of all, see which body part is actually giving you problem. So maybe she says it is. So I'm gonna read just here now. Okay, this is like we have 2 pages, 1.5 page left, masters. Okay. So few of the things I'm going to read about surgery. Surgery has its place. It is good for broken bones and accidents. And for, okay, let me share this. The best to do would be to share it. Okay. So here it is, masters. Surgery. When we talk about surgery, she says surgery has its place. It is good for broken bones and accidents and for conditions beyond the abilities of a beginner to resolve. It may be easier under these conditions to have the operation and concentrate all the mental healing work on seeing that the condition is not recreated. So definitely it might be, it is good for surgery is good for broken bones and accidents and for conditions beyond the abilities of a beginner. Okay. But it would be easier under these conditions to have the operation and concentrate on all the mental healing work on seeing that the condition is not recreated. More and more each day, there are many wonderful people in the medical profession who are truly dedicated to helping humanity. More and more doctors are turning to holistic ways of healing, treating the whole person, yet most doctors do not work with the cause of any illness. They only treat the symptoms, the effects. So they do this in one of the two ways. So they poison that part basically to let it go, or they mutilate it. Surgeons cut, and if you go to surgeons, they will usually recommend cutting some. So maybe you might have heard in the olden days when they want a tree to die and to be removed from a place, what they would do, they would just go and say bad words or abusive words to them, or they would say these words that why don't you die or so and so. So that also can actually make the tree die, and they then later on, once the tree dies, they can cut the tree and then they remove it from the land. So many healers also, if you don't want a certain body part or certain thing, they also do the same thing. Many healers, I would say, not all the healers, but certain times to treat a cancer or something, you want to kill that cancer, you can do that, right? It would maybe you never know how it works, but definitely we should try. And that also is, certain surgeons, they cut and if you go to surgeons, they will usually recommend cutting. However, if the decision of surgery is made, prepare yourself for the experience, so it will go as smoothly as possible, and you will heal as rapidly as possible. So she explains about a person who is basically, a lady who was going under knife, and she told the doctor, the surgeon, to affirm, and also to the nurse to affirm, and that you have to play this music and you have to keep affirming when I'm going under knife. So even after being getting the surgery done, she used to put that soft music to get healed quickly. So that is what is written. And so many people, what they do is they actually record this wonderful affirmation in their own voice in the tape recorder, and then they listen to it to get healed quickly after surgery, if they have to go under knife also. Or even when they are going into the surgery thing, they will speak to the anesthesiologist and to the surgeon, and then uh, actually at that time it will be the surgery will also take place quickly, and also the person who is going under surgery will also get healed quickly. Okay, so after the surgery, have some soft and pleasant music playing as much as possible, and affirm to yourself, I am healing rapidly, comfortably, and perfectly. So tell yourself every day, I feel better and better. So so she says to put positive affirmations. Take your tape recorder to the hospital and play that tape over and over again to rest and recuperate. And then she says, notice the sensation, not pain. Imagine love flowing from your own heart down through your arms into your hands. So love flows from your heart down into your arms and into your hands, and then place your hand on that particular body part which needs healing. Okay, and say this to yourself: I love you. I am helping you get well. And so and so. Swelling also is another form of clogging and stagnation of emotional thinking. So we create situations that tells us that we are hurt, and we cling to those memories. Swelling often represents bottled up tears. Sometimes during meditation, we actually release those tears also, feeling stuck and trapped, or blaming others for our own limitations. Release the past, she says. Let it wash away. Take back your own power. Stop dwelling on what you don't want. Use your mind to create what you do want. Let yourself flow with the tide of life. So tumors, now again she says tumors are also false growths. Like that oyster of example she has given of oyster, how that oyster, when a tiny grain of sand comes inside the shell, what does the oyster do? What does the animal inside the shell does? They actually create that liquid. They secrete that liquid, and it is very pearly kind. And now this secretion, it turns into a pearl, right? We call it a beautiful pearl. So what is happening here? So basically, with us, whenever somebody hurts us mentally, we feel that, and we take that hurt, and now we nurse it again and again. We keep pulling on that scab, we keep pulling on that trigger, and then we have a tumor, and that is the reason of a tumor. So I call this, she says, I call this running the old movie, basically the trigger. So she has given this name, he done me wrong syndrome. Sometimes we are emotionally hurt and we blame others that they should not have done that, it's very bad of them doing this to me, or I'm like, and we nurse that, we feel very bad about them, why did they have to do that, so he has done me wrong or she has done me wrong syndrome. Just because a relationship ends does not mean there is something wrong with us, nor does it lessen our self-worth. But I would say, masters, are certain times when there is something wrong happening, or you feel some kind of hurt, emotional hurt, we have to release that person, and we have also to release our own self, and understand that if they did not do certain kind of thing, we would also not have learned a very beautiful lesson, right? We need to let go, and we should not give into this that we are not worthy. We are worthy. We should actually have this mindset of that we are worthy. It does not make us wrong or there is something wrong in us. No. So it is not what happens, it is how we react to it. We are each responsible for all our experiences. What beliefs about yourself do you need to change in order to attract more loving kinds of behavior? So that is where we are going to end. So in the infinity of life, where I am, all is perfect, whole and complete. I recognize my body as a good friend. Each cell in my body has divine intelligence. I listen to what it tells me and know that its advice is valid. I am always safe and divinely protected and guided. I choose to be healthy and free. All is well in my world. So thank you so much, Masters. Thank you for being here and hearing this You Can Heal Your Life book review. If I know the time is up. Wow, what happened? My laptop is not charging, and I thought that it's charging. Anyway, who gave the thumbs up? Sorry, I could not see. Somebody's thumbs up is there. So thank you so much, everyone, to hear me out. Anyone has any questions related to this? Otherwise, we can go into meditation, masters. Anyone has any questions or anything that you want to share, speak? Thank you so much, Neena ji. Thank you, Anu ji. And thank you. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So I believe all are good. We have heard everything what we need to. Any questions so far, masters? Okay, Anshuman ji has question. Yes, Anshuman ji. Yeah, unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Madhuji, for all the sharing.
Thank you.
Madhuji, I have a question pertaining to you mentioned that some people are accident prone, or some people doesn't have any scratch throughout their life. I mean, that example. So, is there any astrological connection or with the planetary influence that some
Maybe,
people?
maybe, I don't
Yeah.
know, because at this time I can say many things can be said,
Hmm.
or many things cannot affect, or a mindset of a person can be so and so that they are not accidental prone. The way they have a mind working for them is maybe because they have they are ignoring that stuff totally. They don't even bring that into their mind. That is also one
Okay.
of the case.
Yeah, yeah. And also, some of the people they succumb to a fatal accident. One of my close family member last year had this very fatal accident. My question is, at times there are mass trauma. The way there was a aeroplane incident. Recently what happened in Ahmedabad. So, is it as per the sole purpose that the soul decides to exit this planet as per some original plan or the whatever it is, or is it? Like how it happens? I mean, the
See,
the death. Yeah.
many people, somewhere down the line, they must have thought something that, maybe somewhere they must have created that thought. We don't even know when they created that thought, but that manifested. Everyone came together, it got energy, and now it manifested. Very simple to say that, right? Very simply saying.
Mhm.
Not only that, but that one person, there was something uncommon about that, but there was so much commonality with all the people who went, I would say something.
Mhm.
So, what was that one thing that saved that one person in that flight? There was something that the
Mhm.
news came. Right now I'm forgetting, but I
Mhm.
read that news. That person who was saved or who got saved, there was something that he did, and it saved him, and he came out without a scratch. Just imagine, and that happens.
Mhm.
Maybe he was chanting something or doing Hanuman Chalisa or something. I don't know what. I don't know, really. I forgot totally. See, I need rest. My mind needs rest. So if I take rest, maybe I'll remember things. And there are so many things that I have in my mind, continuously going on, a morning class, then evening class. And so time to time, there are certain things that I forget. And I am just like I told yesterday, we need to see where we are, what health challenge are we facing. So this is my challenge where I'm actually facing that I need to improve myself. But anyhow, not going there. The point is, when you're asking me, certain people, they don't get a scratch also in your family relatives,
Mhm.
that whole body, he was into a fatal accident.
Mhm.
The point is there a certain kind of guilt or certain kind of punishment that he wanted to give sometime? Maybe he did something wrong, or
Mhm.
that was wrong in a way that he thought that
Mhm.
I am doing something wrong. And maybe it was so severe that he could not, uh, you know, how to say, he was not able to forgive his own self. For a long time, many people might not forgive their own self. They are in guilt. They feel that shame. So these are all the lower vibrational, attributes. When you go into this kind of thing, it actually you're punishing your own self. Now, the best way the body can go into this and get out of this situation is to, maybe you manifested that out of anger, out of guilt or shame, and you went into an accident. Certain times you stub your toe while walking. I do that many times. I do that many times. I'll blame the thing coming in front of me, and my husband will laugh at me. How you walk, I don't know. Oh my God. It's been 20 years now. The time I came to US, no, I was so like wide-eyed, like seeing things everywhere, and how the how the window, the person, how there are people who wash the windows, clean the windows. So one person was cleaning the windows, and I was so wide-eyed, like how he cleans. It's so fascinating, it's so fascinating. I actually was seeing him. So we were going into shoppers at that time for grocery or something. My husband walked through, and when I had to walk through, so I was like, "Thar!" बहुत जोर से लगा. And I actually bumped into the pillar, and it was right on my abdomen. I'm like, ah, and still I was like watching like that, and I said, "Really, Madhu? Really? Can't you see?" I said, "No, I was seeing, but this thing came in between." So when you said, I will actually stub my toe time and again, then I remember, oh, I must have done something, because now I know why I'm doing this, some kind of anger, some kind of thing that is I haven't expressed. And time and again, it's my habit. I am into this habit of laughing, and I do this. Literally, I have to. I'm always laughing, I'm always giggling. So the point is, certain times when I get this anger kind of, thing, or some kind of guilt, or maybe earlier I used to have regrets, but now I don't regret anything. I live my life. The point is, I have understood, I've healed myself, and anything that had wounded me, hurt me, but that had taught me so much. So that's why whenever there is an accident, we have to understand that there is some kind of anger or guilt that still remains in us, and that comes out in this form. So heal yourself, like heal anyone, with by telling them
Mhm.
this, that will actually heal them. So sit with
Right.
them, hear them, and then slowly, very slowly, because maybe that might, maybe they are not in that hearing state, or they might not listen, they might feel bad about it. So how about just listening to them, giving attention to them, giving love to them, and then slowly telling, have you ever, like, do you have any kind of guilt or shame that you feel that you might have done something, and that's why you had this kind of anger, that you are actually have certain kind of, you want to rebel against certain kind of authority. So that is very, very important. Very slowly, you have to say very lightly, not stress. Don't stress on that, otherwise they will get hurt again, because they are very sensitive. And when they are sensitive, we should not bring that topic, because again they will go into guilt. So anyhow, that's the thing.
Right.
Anything you want to
Thank you.
share? So,
Uh,
oh my God, I'm just remembering my own self. Thank you. Yes, Anshuji, you have to say something?
no, no, actually, see, at times, like the what ha incident happened with you, there are sometimes planetary influence which leads to some distraction. You are thinking, you are seeing outside. So it happens with me
No, I could
also
have
many
been
a
careful.
times.
The point is, I could have been
Yeah.
careful, but the point was, because I was wide-eyed, I was seeing here and there, everything was
Mm,
so new to me, and it was few days only we came to US, and now he took me to
mm,
grocery shopping, and the point was, I was seeing everything, and I have this habit, so I will not deny that I have this habit. I'm like always observing. My eyes are always open, I don't want to lose onto stuff. So this is my habit. The point is, we need to change our habits, and we need to see. So be careful with yourself, what you are doing. Sometimes we don't want to, we think that we are going to lose on stuff when we are going to close our eyes. That's the reason, because I don't want to lose on those things. I want to see everything, I want to be crystal clear with the views, with the visuals. So we have to understand, and we have to surrender. Now at this time, I'm in the surrender state. It's okay, whatever needs to come to me, it will come to me. Why I need to worry? Why I need to worry? That's the reason. So being aware is one of the things that we all need to learn.
Thank
Anyway.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, anyone else, masters? Or otherwise we can go into meditation. Time is up, actually. So, but thank you so much for being here. Now, if we don't have any questions, let's meditate. And so again, we have 15 minutes today. No, for 20 minutes. So let's not waste our time. At least 30 minutes of meditation we can do. So sit cross-legged, masters, close your eyes, and crisscross your feet, clasp your hands and fingers, close your eyes, inhale deeply, and let each and every breath come inside very slowly, steadily, and slowly and steadily. Take your time as you inhale, and as you exhale, release any heaviness, any negativity that you carry, or any kind of hurt, any kind of unforgiving attitude you have towards your own self or others. Try to relieve your own self by forgiving your own self and by forgiving others. Letting go of any hurts, sentiments, any sentiments that you got hurt. Somebody hurt your sentiments, just let them go. Release them. Breathe out. Release this heaviness out through your mind, out through your heart, out through your body. Many emotions that you might feel are also stuck in your sacral chakra, masters. So try to release these emotions related to your creativity, sensuality, sexuality. Certain times we might hear from our elders that you should not share about your innermost thoughts, emotions, or about your personal life. Certain times our elders will tell us about our that we should not share many things related to our sensuality, sexuality with others. And definitely, not everyone does that, but certain times we need to share about what we like, what we don't like. But certain times these elders will take this in a wrong way, and we might suppress ourselves. And that also hinders the future growth process. So release those heavy emotions related to any creativity, of expressing any thought, love, passion, or any desire that you have out from your sacral chakra. If you carry certain kind of fear, anxiety, or if you feel you are not confident, release that from your solar plexus chakra or from your root chakra and sacral chakra. So inhale deeply, masters. Inhale slowly and steadily. Release it, exhale it, and relax yourself. So inhale and exhale. As I inhale love. I inhale peace. I inhale happiness and joy. In the infinity of my life, where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I'm always at the right place at the right time. And I recognize my body as a good friend. I breathe in love and I breathe out love. I'm worthy of every good thing. I am loved, accepted, acknowledged, and respected. I am loved unconditionally. My body is my temple. I love my body. I love my own self. My body is my friend. And every cell in my body is highly rejuvenated, recharged, filled with divine love and intelligence. My veins, my nerves are all working efficiently. My veins has lot of joy flowing in them. The blood that flows within me, in my veins, are filled with love, peace, and joy. I am totally happy, healthy, and vibrant. From top to down, from my crown to the soles of my feet and toes. I am always protected, loved, and taken care of. I am always safe, protected, and divinely guided. I listen to myself and my body. I also listen to my soul, my higher self, and I'm always divinely guided. I am a healthy, happy, vibrant soul who is totally free. All is well in my world. As I love myself, my cells are feeling this love. The organs inside my body feel this love. The love I have for myself and for others is totally unconditional. I love and respect myself. I am perfect the way I am. But I don't criticize myself to be perfect. I love the way I am. I am totally perfect with the imperfections I have, or totally imperfect with the perfection I have. Every cell in my body is filled with divine love, light, and I'm totally happy, healthy, and vibrant. My mind, my brain is filled with love, happiness, and joy, divine intelligence, and wisdom. The love flows through me in the form of blood in my veins, effortlessly, as I inhale and exhale. I am being one with my life, with my body, and with my soul. The divine loves me unconditionally. The divine loves me, protects me, and places me at the perfect place I need to be. I am always in alignment with my life journey and soul journey. I surrender to the universe and to the divine because they know me and they know where I need to be. So they always put me in alignment with the things I need in my life, with the people, with the opportunities, and with the success that I should have in my life. I am placed and guided and protected divinely all the time. Everyone who sees me, they sees with the they sees me with unconditional love, support, acknowledgement, respect. I love and accept myself. I respect my own self. The joy has filled my life with lot of happiness. This happiness and joy also brings peace and unconditional love in my life, in my body, in my mind, in my work. Whatever I do it with love. Wherever I go, I bring this energy of love with me. Unconditional love. This love surrounds me like a protection shield. This love fills me with compassion, kindness, protection, and a divine understanding. We are all divinely guided, all placed into each other's life because of a reason, to help each other, to awaken each other, to help in ascension of each other. We all are beautiful inside out, as the beauty lies within us, with our thinking, with the work and things we do. In the infinity of my life, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I carry divine energy. With this divine energy, I magnetize everything around me. Whatever is positive, whatever is in alignment with me. Whatever opportunity I need to have, whatever I need in my life, people support, acknowledgement, respect, regards, everything that I have in my life is being magnetized by this divine energy. I give gratitude to all the divine masters, to my ancestors, to my guides. As we affirm into these beautiful affirmations, see the opportunities coming to you and be aware about it, masters. Now keep your focus only on your breath, masters, as you go deeper and more deeper with each and every breath. Every experiences that we have in our lives, they always teach us something good. This moment in time, where we are at this present moment, we are given unconditional love, peace, happiness, and joy. The light shines on each and every one of us. Whenever we are with the divine energy always uplifts us and our energies. The increase in energy in the body makes one happy, vibrant, and joyful. It helps manifest the intentions big time. The hand of God is always there with us. But are we ready to have this blessing? If yes, do surrender to the divine and be ready for the opportunities to come to you. Love is the answer towards everything. Love breaks all the walls. Love heals. Love provides. And love protects. Love never dies. And love is an energy. Remember, your body is also an energy. When you give this loving energy to your body energy, you again have more and more energy. Use your energy wisely. Let go of any heaviness that you carry on your shoulders, masters, of past pain and trauma. Maybe your body needs to rest. Are you giving rest to your body? Are you sleeping timely? Are you eating a healthy diet? Are you providing to your body what it needs? Now your body speaks to you. Listen to it. Inhale and exhale, masters. Your breath is your guru. Every breath that you inhale takes you on a vibrant journey filled with energy, love, light, and peace. Every nook and corner of your body has this love, peace, joy, happiness. So use it wisely. In the infinity of life, where I am or where we all are, all is perfect, whole, and complete. We recognize our body, or you can say, I recognize my body as a good friend. Every cell in my body has divine intelligence. I listen to what it tells me and know that its advice is valid. I am always safe and divinely protected and guided. I choose to be healthy and free. All is well in my world. I am loved unconditionally. I am supported, acknowledged, appreciated, and well respected. I am worthy of every good thing. I am enough for myself and others. I am divinely guided and protected. Love, peace, happiness, and joy are my birthright. I am worthy of every good thing. Now, my dear masters, very slowly, take your time to return back into your consciousness, your body consciousness. Very slowly, try to straighten up your spine. And very slowly, try to feel your feet, your toes, and slowly, steadily try to unclasp your hands and fingers and feel them. Try to straighten up your neck, your head. And whenever you are ready, masters, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome back. You can hug yourself and say this to yourself, that I am love. I love myself. Within me and around me is love. And I love everything about myself. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Masters, it was really great to have you all here. Thank you so much. If anyone wishes to share anything, their experiences, you are free to do so. Otherwise, we can go and end the session. You all can unmute if you wish to. Thank you so much, Masters. So, Masters, let us now then end the session if there are no questions. But it was really great to have you all here. And so, may we all be happy, healthy, and vibrant. May we all meditate regularly with our individual self, with the group's energies and consciousness. Let us teach meditation to everyone, awaken everyone, and do the much needed inner work every day. Thank you so much, Masters. Gratitude. Take care and stay blessed and stay happy. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow, Masters. Thank you so much.